Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
New Amsterdam Vodka is an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the only exceptionally smooth vodka that is 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered, and rated 93 points. New Amsterdam believes wins big and small become legendary when you celebrate them with your crew. So here's to the blue, white, and gold, the Memphis grit and grind, and reliving winning moments big and small with Tennessee's favorite basketball team. New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins.
25 years of history, going back to where it all started. B2K is back. The Millennium Tour presents the Boys for Life Tour. Bow
Still,
Wow.
I ain't impressed cause ain't none of them at all.
Boys for Life. Also starring Pretty Ricky, B5, Young Jock, Crime Mob, A. Marie, and Franchise Boys. April 26th, FedEx Forum. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Presented by the Black Promoters Collective.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Here we go. It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Monday, April 6, 2026 edition of the show. Today on the show, we have made it to the last home game of the season. Grizzlies going to be playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers at FedEx Forum this evening. We will get you ready for that. They did play a couple games over the weekend. The Final Four took place, setting up a banger of a national championship game tonight. We'll talk about what happened in that Final Four. Alan Boston is going to join us at the tail end of the show today, give us his picks for the game tonight. We got a bunch of stuff to get to that happened over the weekend. We'll get you ready for the week ahead with 10 things. It's a Monday. It's beautiful out. Smile. Let's do it. Turn it up. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, bunch of stuff to get to from over the weekend, not the least of which was the Final Four took place. The national championship game is set for this evening. The Grizzlies are going to be playing their last home game of the season. We have made it to the end tonight at FedEx Forum. Before I get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Senor Sack, Johnny Backpull, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neckcarb, John Lance. He's Dr. Thunder. He's John the Polluter. He's John Sweeney. Hello, John.
What up?
Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler, Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navajo Joe, the reporter, the photographer. He's Sir Hiss. He's Walker 93.
Yo.
And appears to be Mr. Nashville.
Calm down.
Wow.
Just relax. 901 till I die, bro. 901 till I die, man. Shout out to the greatest city in America, man. Memphis, Tennessee. Feel me?
Got a lot to get to from over the weekend. As I mentioned, Alan Boston's going to be joining us at the tail end of the show today to give us his picks for the national championship game. But we need to get to 10 things.
I love 10 things.
I know.
Same.
Number one, the Final Four. All right, so first things first, we had UConn versus Illinois. Connecticut won the game 71-62 over Illinois. This was our buddy Alan Boston's favorite of the weekend. He has been riding with UConn. He gave his reasons for liking UConn. And as this game played out, this was a super hard-fought game. They kept on saying, as this game was going on, they kept on making a big deal. I mean, we were pretty deep into the second half, and they're like, and UConn has 0 turnovers. I'm like, wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah. I got to be honest with you, though. In that second half, Illinois made a run to get back in that game, and they went to 2 or 3 different commercial breaks, it felt like, where it was a 10-point game, and my son and his buddy were watching it with me, and every time it went to the break, I kept telling William and his buddy, I was like, you know, it keeps on saying the margin is 10. I was like, if they just made bunnies, like I felt like Illinois, I was like, is that ball pumped up too much? Or like, what is going on? How many shots within 5 feet did it feel like Illinois missed in this game?
Yeah.
And there were a couple of moments for Wagler to make the big plays down the stretch, like those Steph Curry type moments.
He was trying.
And it was like, oh, is he going to? You know what? I did not check this. I need to check shot quality. I did not check it. I meant to. And maybe I'm wrong about this. But did it not feel this way to you guys?
They were
felt like Illinois missed a million shots at the rim.
They were getting every shot that they wanted. Like, it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, a struggle to get shots. They just weren't making nothing.
It did not feel that way.
Yeah, it was.
But, man.
Shout out UConn.
Connecticut, they are 33-5. Yeah, 33-5. No, they won shot quality too. 81-76 on shot quality. The final score was actually 71-62. So based on the shots they took, by the way, this is what's crazy. UConn, it says, shot 37% at the rim. Their worst of the season. And that's not how I felt watching the game. I felt like Illinois was missing all the bunnies. But UConn shot their worst percentage at the rim all year long. 7 for 19, it says.
At the rim? Sheesh.
7 for 19 is the win.
That ain't going to be easier tonight.
They were expected to score 11 more points on finishes at the rim.
Yeah,
wow.
I feel like that Braden Mullins clip, the more I watch him, bro, the more I'm like, okay. You got some ish to you, bro.
Braylon Mullins?
Every time I'm like, okay, the more I'm like, you got something to you, bro.
Well, and look, that it wasn't like a game where certainly that look he hit the dagger.
Yes,
but
he
that Taurus Reed again. I mean, the stats that this kid has put up in this tournament, he at 17 and 11. It's not like everybody is going to be. They're not highlights, right? So it's just like it's a lot like the Boozer stuff where you like look at the end of the game and you're like, damn man, he's productive.
Yeah.
This Taurus Reed has had a tournament now. Like if they win, he's probably going to end up winning most outstanding player just because the stats are crazy throughout this tournament. But man, they have just a bunch of solid basketball players on that UConn team.
They know how to win, bro.
I thought Illinois showed really well, though.
They did.
They
did.
You know what I mean? Like they're kind of fun to watch themselves, and that was like super hard fought game. Like I thought that was like. That was 2 really good basketball teams in that game.
Out of the 4 teams that were in the Final Four, Illinois shot the worst from three-point land. Like a couple of those, because usually they hit threes, right?
Yeah.
A couple of those threes go the other way, you might have a closer game. But like
might have a closer game. Yeah, because they shot in this one 5 for 26.
Yeah, 23%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
23% in the game. This was a fun game to watch, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. It looked like UConn was in control, and like Illinois kept fighting back. They kept fighting back, and then obviously didn't have enough in the end. The second game, what a beatdown that was.
Belt-to-ass University, that's Michigan's new name.
Oh, my goodness, what a beatdown. And have you guys seen, my timeline got flooded with these, there was a story written by, I can't remember the guy's name. I might have it saved. I can't remember what the guy's name was. So I want to give credit where credit is due if I could find it. But there was a story.
With Justin Williams?
Justin Williams.
Yeah. It's probably the same story I was going to add. The story I said Jaylon.
Elliot Cadeau.
Yeah.
And saying that he was, that there's at least a portion of his 4 for 17 that was intentionally thrown off the backboard to try to. They knew that they're a really good lob team, and they're good that they come around those screens and then they throw those lobs, but they knew that Krivas kid was going to be a big problem. So then part strategy was if you get there, just get the ball up on the backboard.
Yep.
And if the ball gets up off the backboard,
That's what Ja
they
used
said
to
it was
do.
the first play of the game.
Yeah, Ja used to do that for Steve-O. He used to do the same thing.
That if you can put it up off the backboard, just do it because there will be a guy there behind you. And obviously, Mara was the big recipient of that. And so that was pretty interesting. And obviously, people are accrediting Dusty May for being a evil
You
genius.
see the other thing Dusty May did, which is I've never heard a coach doing this, but it paid off to the three-point shooting thing. They shot 44% from three in that game. The best out of any team in the Final Four. You see during this whole week, they practice in the big house.
Oh, right. Put the
goals in the big house, so the depth perception. Because
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The depth perception in those football stadiums is legit. Like I've talked to a lot of NBA guys. And and they say like it's a complete difference.
Yes.
And Dusty May, like you said, ahead of the game, we're gonna practice in the football stadium because we're gonna get here, and they shot 44% from three in the game. The best out of any team in the Final Four. Like he may, bro. Dusty May, I tip the cap to you, man.
I like that he took like one of those goals out to the big house.
Just put
Said
that.
You got to be able to shoot on this.
Yeah. I think this game was pretty simple. Arizona can't shoot threes.
Right.
Yeah, no, they.
If you can't shoot, that's UConn's chance tonight.
That was
Like
exactly,
you have to make threes against them because they're too damn big.
It's exactly what we talked about when it was the Bama matchup, right? I told you I'm going to be able to look at that score and I'm going to tell, or you're going to be able to just tell me, what did Bama shoot from three?
Yeah.
If they shot an inordinate amount of threes and made a high percentage, they're in the game or they got a chance to win. If they did not, they have no chance because you're just not going to be able to live by getting shots near the paint. I mean, they're just enormous. They're an enormous team, and that's your opportunity is to shoot them out of it. And look, I'll tell you one thing. The first game, pretty entertaining. Second game, that was so impressive. It really was. I mean, and they just made all the Arizona guys look bad.
Yes.
That's the crazy thing is because the Arizona thing was filled with prospect as well, and yet you came out of that going, whoa, that Michigan team.
They whooped them so
what's
bad.
Crazy?
Koa P started talking about God in the press conference.
I remember after before this tournament went off, it was where the number one seeds starting five began at school. And so Florida's was two of them were from Florida, one of them was Washington State, one of them was Arkansas, and one of them was Princeton, right? Duke, all five started at Duke. Arizona, four of the starters were at Arizona, one of them was at Alabama. Michigan, they're starting five. Texas Tech, North Carolina, Illinois, UAB, UCLA. Like, if this isn't the modern team, it's the most modern team.
Yep.
They have five players.
Transport portal all-stars.
Not one player started their career in their starting five, started their career at Michigan.
Portal all-stars, man.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Is that not a sign of the times?
And it's all like older guys too. Like there's no young guys in that group. Like it's 7 seniors, 2 juniors, 0 sophomores, 1 freshman.
You know, that freshman was freaking awesome the other night for them, though. That freshman they brought off the bench,
he's the only freshman in the starting lineup.
That kid was awesome the other
It's
night.
very Indiana football-esque.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Big Ten,
It
bro.
is, but I'm saying this is the sign of the times. The sign of the times is that the team that looked most impressive and is a rather big favorite to win the national championship tonight, not one of their players. You would figure you'd have one. You have one guy that started, you know what I mean, his career at Michigan. Or it's like been there a couple of years. No, not one.
Yeah.
It is Texas Tech, North Carolina, Illinois, UAB, and UCLA.
I mean, what?
That's who plays for Michigan.
Dusty got the job, 2 years ago?
Huh?
Dusty May got the job 2 years ago? Last year?
Oh, he was a coach last year.
Last year was his first year.
Okay, yeah. So that is wild, though, bro. That's crazy.
Sign of the times.
I want to know how you, because I know we've heard the Yaxel post game, and I've seen him hooping. He hooping 13s and 11s, which is insane for the shoe people out there. What do you think about that interview? You see about how his agent and his mom didn't want him to go back in the game, but he went back in anyway?
No, I did not see this interview. No.
He did an interview after the game. He said he turned his ankle because he's wearing those bossy-ass 11s, which nobody should ever hoop in 11s.
It was a bad ankle turn, too.
Yeah, you should,
I was surprised he came back.
Tell
he's
when he was still
11s,
playing.
bro. You should not hoop in 11s. Like, they're a bad hoop shoe. But he said after the game, he said, my mom and my agent. When I said agent, I was like, your agent text you? Like, do you check your phone at halftime?
Yeah, probably.
He said, my mom and my agent didn't want me to go back in the game.
Maybe he saw. Maybe he was in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's weird to be able to access your agent at halftime of a game?
No, I mean he might have very well been in the. He might have been sitting behind the bench.
And he was like,
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't go.
Or he might have gone back towards the locker room at halftime.
And looked at
like,
it.
you know what I mean?
He would not be the first player to ever check his phone at halftime.
It also, I don't even know if he would have had to have checked his phone. I bet when he went in the tunnel, the agent followed him.
He was standing right there, like, don't even try to do it, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised if the agent followed him down the tunnel.
Do you give him more points now that he played through that twisted ankle in the Final Four game?
Do I give him more points?
Yeah, I know, because we hated him because he talks like he just.
I mean, I just look. The giggling is not for me, and you know, and I said this about the Koa Pete kid. It's hard nowadays where I view these guys through the prism of we've been watching Jaren Jackson Jr. right for the last whatever years, and I'm like, okay, is this what you want to go to war with? Like when the other team's got a Jaren, when the other team's got a Evan Mobley, when the other team's got a name the guy, name whoever you want to.
An athletic big.
I don't love fours that don't shoot threes.
Yeah.
but
In 2026.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No,
it's not.
he showed a little bit of mid-range early in the game. Like he took like a free throw line fadeaway and made it.
Like unless
It's
you're
like,
going
if
to
you need to be able to make that kind of stuff, though.
But
I'm
he
saying,
showed me he had more wiggle than I thought he did.
But unless
Yeah.
you're going to be like Şengün or somebody like that, like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
or like Sabonis
No,
or
I
like
think he's
that
a
kind of
well,
ilk.
Well, it
like,
just depends on what you think he is. Like, if you're drafting him thinking he's going to be a future All-Star, yeah, you're probably wrong on that one. But there's no reason he could not be a really good role player in the league.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I agree.
He gives me
Yeah.
role player injury, but like I said, he showed me more. Like I thought he was more of a stiffler guy, like a stiff guy. Like he showed me he had more wiggle because he's getting off the dribble and transition. And, but like,
and again, I will freely be wrong about this if I'm wrong about this. I think he's bigger and stronger than a lot of his opponents because of his age.
sounds like Boozer twins.
Yeah, I was about to say
He's
bigger
an
and
older
stronger.
Boozer twin. He's an older Boozer twin.
Sounds like Boozer.
Except Boozer is the youngest player in the draft.
He is.
And I will tell you, I couldn't help but think about Boozer when everybody in the free world tagged me on the Cooper Flag discussion that we had a year ago, where I did the best player in the country was a reclass, and that is not typical, and yet everybody was poking holes. You go look at the comments under our Cooper Flag discussion, and you will realize how many goofies there are out there.
Yeah.
And so I will just say, on the Yaxel front, he's 6 years older than the guy.
Oh,
It's not 2 years.
Oh, no, I know.
He was in
with you
Kate
on
Cunningham's
that.
recruiting class.
I'd take Cam Boozer over Yaxel.
Huh?
Yes.
Obviously, yes.
I'm saying, but that's why you can't compare these players.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same, bro. It's not even.
He shoots 5 threes a game.
So if one guy's bigger and stronger, he has full man strength. He's like more. He's more built out because he's been doing it for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
He's also mega immature.
Yeah.
And go ahead, put $5 million in his pocket and see what you get. I just don't like it. I don't like
He
it.
might already have $5 million in his pocket.
100%, bro. He's hooping in retro 11s for
He
sure.
might. He might. I'm just not a fan.
Because North Carolina players can't even hoop in 11s, bro.
I'm just not a fan.
Yeah. But I was wondering, like, the whole agent, I thought it was interesting that they came down and talked to him, and he still kind of played through it. I thought that was kind of show him, you got a little gumption in you,
Yeah.
A little bit more gumption than I thought.
Maybe.
But
Number 2, the national title game. All right, so I'm sure I'll be interested to see what Alan Boston says later, but I would be very surprised if Alan's not on UConn, given what he talked to us about on Friday and the fact that he liked him so much. And here's the other thing. Dan Hurley is now 11-0 against the spread in the Sweet 16 or later. For context,
He's awesome.
since 1985, there are 11 other head coaches that even have 11 Sweet 16 or later covers in their careers. Hurley has done it in his first 11. The first 11 games that he has coached at in the Sweet 16 or later, he has never lost against the spread.
Well, what was the other thing you said? How many what other coaches?
11.
Yeah, right, but how many other coaches?
11 other head coaches that even have 11
Like
plus,
active?
11 plus Sweet 16 or later covers.
Like active coaches?
No.
Oh, just of all
Other
time?
coaches.
Do you have the list?
No.
Oh, okay.
Roser wants the damn list, bro.
Yeah, I was going to try to guess them.
11-0 margin of covering. Well, that I guess he was 14-0 against the spread round 32 or later.
Sheesh.
Wow.
I think he's 18-1
Yeah.
in the tournament against the spread.
That's crazy.
Not
Their loss was last year. He hated that team last year. God,
Yeah,
he
did.
hated that team so
He
much.
wanted to get him out of there.
Yeah.
11-0 when he gets to this point. So I mean, and everybody's going to be on Michigan tonight, aren't they? Everybody.
For sure. I mean,
Everybody.
we saw this weekend, bro. You had Koa Peak going on the stand talking about how much he loved God, bro. That's how bad he beat them, bro. Like that's how bad he got.
Well,
his
I don't
ass
know.
beat.
Does Coe and Pete do that after every game? He might. He might thank God after every game.
No, Rose. You hear this rant he went on?
No.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go watch the video.
Was it like Jaden Ivey?
Yeah, okay, like Jane.
Okay.
That's how bad he got beat. You got beat into submission.
Ken Palm has it 77-70.
Good game.
So that's a cover, right?
That's a cover for me.
What is it, 6.5? I think it's 6.5.
I want to like UConn. But what have you seen from Michigan this entire tournament that would make you think you should bet against them?
I mean, but
They are
Hurley's that
beating
dude,
the
though.
piss out of everybody.
I mean, if you bet on the guy that is 11-0 against
That's
the spread
fair.
and you lose, I think you could sleep.
You shouldn't feel bad.
I think that's fair.
I feel like betting against Dan Hurley in this spot would be a mistake.
Because
But
if they
I'll
hit-
listen to what Alan
Well,
has to
I mean,
say.
that's the thing, dude. If they hit like 18 threes, like they can do that
I got good news
Bama
for you,
hung
Roser.
with them best.
for a half, and then they couldn't hit threes in the second half.
So good news for you, Roser, from on the UConn front. You know, swole dude in the crowd that was wearing the Florida
Oh,
jersey.
is he wearing UConn stuff now?
He's wearing Michigan stuff tonight.
Okay.
He's 0 for 4 in the tournament.
Oh. Who is this guy?
He's worn Florida gear. He's worn Nebraska gear. He's worn
Yeah.
Iowa gear. He's wearing Duke.
Again,
He's 0 for 4.
Who is he, though?
Who did you have winning the tournament?
Arizona.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
I had Arizona, Michigan, Houston, and Duke.
I
as
had
the Final
Duke.
Four.
I had
and I had
Houston.
Arizona beating Duke.
So here's the thing. If they can beat Duke, they can beat Michigan. Is that fair? Come on. Duke was the number one team in the country.
Yes, that's. I think that's
I don't
facts.
know.
I think if
Sure.
you can beat Duke, you can beat Michigan. Yeah, I feel like
Sure.
that's.
I mean, they've beaten UCLA, Michigan State, Duke, Illinois. It's not exactly some kind of easy road here.
Will Michigan?
Michigan's beaten Alabama and Tennessee.
I will say though, I will
In Arizona?
say,
They put
look
belt
at
to
Duke's road in the
everybody,
tournament and
bro.
look at Michigan's, and Michigan was a way more impressive team.
Yeah, they put.
Like Duke was not impressive even leading up to that UConn game. There's nothing you saw from Duke that was like, wow. Yeah. They looked rocky the whole way.
I mean, they blasted TCU.
In the last like 8 minutes of the game. The first like 30,
St.
32
John's
minutes of that
game was-
game were St. John's was
was a-
close. The first half of the Siena game, like they played.
So you
tight
guys are
with
caught up in
Siena.
the Michigan thing too.
I think Michigan's awesome.
They belted
It's
Belt
just too much.
University.
I just think UConn. Look, if UConn hit, their way to win is they have to hit threes. If they hit 18 to 22 threes,
see.
they could very well win the game.
Bro, the margin of victory.
UConn's.
But if you don't hit threes, you got no chance.
Okay, here's their losses this year: Arizona, St. John's, Creighton, Marquette, St. John's. That's the five.
It's a tough. I mean, the Big East is a really good league.
That's the 5 teams that they
Yeah.
lost to
Yeah.
this year. Whereas Michigan only has 3 losses. They lost to Wisconsin, Duke, and Purdue.
Okay.
So what did like
All right, yeah, how about look, the Big Ten tournament in the Big Ten championship. Okay. How about this one?
They lost to Purdue, yeah.
How many threes do you think Purdue hit?
I don't know.
Probably, well, I'll say 11.
11?
Yeah, I'll go 11.
I'll tell you. How about this? I'll tell you the score. 80 to 72.
I would guess
I'll
they
go
hit
11.
15, 16 of them.
15, 16 threes?
Yeah.
Against Michigan to beat them? What do you say?
11.
4.
How were they on the glass? Because Purdue's got a couple of bigs. Who's that freaking Cloudus or whatever his name is?
They got out rebounded 33 to 29.
Okay.
I got another stat that might
What happened in that game then? Michigan there's no way Michigan cared.
I got a stat for the UConn thing. So Michigan ranks in the 97th percentile nationally defending off-ball screens. UConn sets one of the most in college basketball. So there you go, Roser. The movement, bro. They can spread them out.
Also, Purdue had 21 assists in the game.
Yeah.
So they just kept that ball moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The entire time. They also shot 61% from 2. So it can be done.
Oh, yeah.
They lost the Big Ten championship, giving up 80 and 4 threes. That's Purdue made 4 threes. They were 4 for 14, 29%. And they put 80 on them. So it can be done.
Yeah. Like I said, I won't be surprised. I want a good game. All I want is a good game. Just don't get stomped out. Just don't get stomped out, bro. That's all I ask for.
Well, that's not exactly UConn's MO is getting stomped
That's
out.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look, Darren Hurley not gonna let you get stomped out. So.
And it's like, I don't know how many times he has to win for people to start believing that this is not the guy to be trifled with.
I mean,
he just starts headbutting everybody.
If it goes the way every other sport has been going, Verno,
dude,
UConn.
You know when he's doing this headbutt thing to everybody?
Yeah.
Dude, the interview with the 2 coaches yesterday was so damn funny because Dusty May and him have a good relationship.
Yeah.
And Dusty May at one point was like, "Did you really do that to Tracy Wolfson, or was that AI?" And Hurley goes, "No, that was AI." I saw it too. Did you guys see it?
I did see it.
I saw it. I thought it was real.
I did too.
I thought it was real. I was like,
Dan Hurley said that was AI.
I was like, he's a real maniac for real if he actually did that.
They said it was after the broadcast. That he headbutted Tracy.
Yeah, I was like, look, bro.
Dusty May asked Dan Hurley yesterday if that was AI. And Dan Hurley was like, "Yeah, dude, that was AI."
Yeah, like I'm not that much of a maniac.
So,
I mean, if it goes away, all the
look, I got Roser in shambles.
No.
He thought Purdue needed 16 threes to beat Michigan, and now he's losing his mind. He's like, "What?"
No, what is UConn?
They scored 80 points and made 4 threes.
It's probably, bro, a lot of like pick and roll, bro, ball movement, body movement.
He's in shambles over there.
So
yes,
I'm looking
he is.
at
You're in
UConn.
shambles.
You look at the box score
You're
for the
Johnny
Purdue game?
Shambles.
No, I'm looking at UConn. How many threes does UConn take a game?
You're Johnny
Because
Shambles.
I feel like they do take them.
Huh?
And I will say, in UConn's losses, their 5 losses,
All right, Roser,
34 for 117 from 3, 29% in their losses.
They take.
Here's the thing. They're 154th in the country. 41% of their shots are from 3.
Okay.
Now, but here is the fascinating thing about it is they are a super low tempo team, and we were just talking about how Purdue did it they had 21 assists.
Yeah.
65% of UConn's baskets are assisted. And you saw you saw in that Illinois game, they got almost a halftime and they had 1 assist. Illinois did. Mm-hmm. So they don't let you set up good shots, but all their shots are set up, all of them, by moving the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ball movement, body movement.
It's
Man.
Johnny Shambles over there.
No,
He's
it's
in
not.
Shambles,
I know. I
boy.
stand by it.
Shambles.
UConn has to hit threes. UConn has to hit threes. UConn has shot 29% from 3 in their 5 losses.
Hey, would you?
They have to shoot.
That
They
big
have
boy
to hit
Mara,
threes.
bro.
Okay, I'm getting to him.
Big Mara. I'm rocking.
Number 3, the prospects. All right, so obviously we didn't walk away with anybody from Illinois that we were, from Arizona that we were particularly, that's the unfortunate thing about the bloodbath is that it wasn't exactly good for evaluating the Arizona guys, which I know people like Burries, they like Pete.
They like some of the guys on that team. The big winner by far was Mara.
Yes.
Who, again, if you are drafting him to be a centerpiece or a star, you have that all wrong. But if you are saying, can this guy have a very good NBA career and be extremely useful? The answer to that is 100% yes, because guess what translates? Putbacks and being able to stand in front of the basket. Yes. And I text you guys in the middle of that game. This was in the first half. And I said, give me 20 minutes of Edie and 20 minutes of that giant. He's so big.
He's huge.
Massive, bro. Massive.
Size translates, bro. He's just huge.
He gets everything off the rim, bro.
The game's getting bigger.
And he plays hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he goes for it.
Yeah.
He's not a shrinking violet.
No.
And, I mean, it was appalling to look at the mocks. As this is playing out and he's having the game he is, you look at all the mocks and you're like, okay. Like, this is you remember this happened years ago with DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo was in the second round in everybody's mock draft, and then everybody looked up like, okay, what's going on here? Yeah. He is this year's DiVincenzo. Late first, early second on most of the mockery drafts, and then everybody watched this and was like, what exactly doesn't translate that he does? He also passes well, too.
He's a good passer, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's Spanish, so he got a little bit of that in him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like him, man. I do. He's
Santiago
the big one. He
Gasol.
is the huge winner of all of it. Yaxel was fine, and I guess he showed toughness by coming back. I'm just not a huge fan. Koa Pete, I wasn't a huge fan before.
Yeah.
He had a cool block in the game, I guess.
His draft stock got ruined when he said, I don't think basketball is my purpose in his post-game.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think basketball is my purpose. I think being able to have this platform to share the gospel is really my purpose.
That's what Yaxel said?
No, that's what Koa said.
Who? Oh, Koa Pete.
Well,
that's what Koa Pete said.
He said that after the game.
The Pistons and Bulls are not drafting him.
But no, like, just wait till we find out that Mara's like a big Marc Gasol fan, bro. But you know he's He's a Spanish kid.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is,
There's that picture of him, yeah.
You know, we have the only Spaniard in the entire NBA.
We do.
Assuming none of these guys that have been added on 10 days all across the league are Spaniards. I don't know.
Wait, I found a photo of Marc Gasol versus Andy Ademar.
Oh, you did?
There's a photo of them together.
I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you, Jaylon. Hold on, Jaylon. I'm going to send you the photo.
There's a photo of them together?
Yeah, I think
they're playing against each other.
Did that get sent to both of us? Because I had that sent to me, too, this weekend.
No, I just found it on Goggle.com.
Somebody sent it to me this weekend.
People don't mess with me like that, bro.
Ademar. I mean, look, they list him. Is he 7'3"?
He's 7'3".
Yeah, he's 7'3".
Like, when you see this photo, he's like right.
So I'm saying, imagine if, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm talking about that second pick. If he's still around at that second pick, that's a guy that I would, and he may not be around, depending on what happens tonight against UConn. But like, that's not a bad idea to have him. Like, you know what I mean? Because you ain't trying to wear.
Put up the other photo, John.
Oh, wow.
The second one I sent you. The second one's
enough.
better. The second one's better. The first John Zoom.
Dude, what is the mask dude doing? That looks more like a picture of the guy in the mask.
I tell you this, Mara runs. Hey, Mara.
Look at that.
That's a little better.
Mara runs the floor too.
Yeah, he
does. A little fluid.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't hate that combo.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate that combo because we're trying to protect Edie.
Yeah.
Right? We're not trying to play him, you know what I mean, 35 minutes a night.
Yeah.
You know, especially after he's gone through, you know, the first two seasons like this. But man, I'd love for his ass to go to the bench and bring in a 7'3" and like nobody gets to rest.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just always have a giant, especially in a friggin' conference that includes Wemby.
Yeah. We
You know
got
what I
two
mean?
giants. We got two 7'3"
Right.
dudes.
At least we bring something to the party.
And then we
It's
also
like, all right, we got friggin' 15 feet to put at you.
Yeah. And then we also draft Boozer, and we just play all three of them at the same time.
Yes.
And nobody gets a rebound ever.
No rebound.
Everybody's complaining we don't have a center here to end this season. We get beat by 20 on the boards every game. Not anymore.
Has anybody seen him? I know I have to bring this up because it's the NBA.
You know
Has
what?
anybody seen him shoot?
Huh?
Can he caca it a little bit?
That's not his thing.
Oh, he can't caca it?
It's not his thing.
Okay.
But I will
That's like
say,
a midi?
Yeah, look, that Isolo offense, look,
Centers
the
are awesome,
center
man.
is massively important, and
Yeah.
and benefits greatly. Thus, them not signing one.
He had Jock Landale putting up like 25 and 15.
He had Jock Landale have a big deal. So I'm saying, and the other thing is he's a foreign guy, so I guarantee he loves him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Knows how to play the right way and all that.
Like I said, Marcus All, bro, he tapped in already.
No, we're Mara guys.
Yeah,
we're Mara fans.
Yeah, come on.
I like it.
I guarantee our boy Marcus All already got a scouting report on this dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like, we can make it, like, he'd mark up and be like, yo, what about this Mara kid?
Yeah.
I mean,
he's the one that benefited the most. I will say, because he had the 26 in the game. It was 11 for 15. It's just like, again, I think people get it wrong when they think, like, oh, you're going to take him and you expect him. Like, I'm not talking about being a star.
No.
I'm talking about being a useful player that can really help you win for a long time in a conference that includes Victor Wembanyama. Like, at least I got something. You have to have some freakos.
You need some size, bro.
And we would have 2 freaks.
Yes.
I'm not anti. I'm not anti. You know what I mean? And when I saw, because that Tankathon had us taking him the first pick of the second round, and I was like, yeah, that ain't happening. If they're taking him, it's going to be that second pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten up.
Because he ain't lasting there.
He's up to 24 now.
Yeah, he ain't lasted at 24 either.
And
he's not.
No.
It's just too useful.
Yeah.
There's no guesswork in what he's going to do.
Right.
He's playing, and he's 7'3".
Yeah, and it's a league that's getting bigger.
But I guess
bigger,
that's why he would probably jock, because people already know what because the center that's above him is that Patrick Nwangba kid, and people don't know what he is. Like
the Duke kid?
Yeah, the Duke kid.
Yeah.
He's like a project, right?
Yeah.
So I guess you buy high on a project other than what you.
I tell you, this guy's going to be useful.
Oh yeah.
This guy's going to be a useful basketball player in the NBA. You know what I mean?
Big 7'3" Joker.
You know what's useful? Driving to the basket and you just cleaning it up. Yeah. That's what's useful. So he was the big winner by far. None of the other prospects. And I guess, look, that Taurus Reed kid has helped his stock. There's no way around that, right? Because he's a perfect, ageist. What does he really do? Does this translate to the NBA? Whatever. But kind of does, he's good at basketball, right? And these UConn kids have shown well in the NBA. And so you look at it and you go, all right, this, you can share the ball, you can run an offense, and you pass. You're unselfish. Yeah. If you play for Dan Hurley, you apply to all of those things.
You could take somebody yelling at you for every day of your life.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so.
There are applicable things that will matter, and you're obviously incredibly coachable, and then you do those things. You play hard, you play defense, and you're unselfish. Like, every coach wants that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then we'll figure out, who's going to be the highest level on offense. But certainly, by just even getting to this moment, people are going to look at them differently, because we always look back at these teams, and they typically have multiple pros on them, right? And even now, you look back on that UConn team, and you see the way those guys have shown between, that team that Klingon and Castle. And you look up now, and you see what Klingon's taken certainly a leap this year, and Castle, oh my God, I can't love him more. God, I love him. I watched that end to end this weekend, that Denver game, and I mean, I just sit there and go, this is year two that he's playing in, and he's just such a competitor.
Yeah,
God,
that's the biggest thing for him. He competes, bro.
Yes,
he competes.
Number 4, Grizzlies Weekend. All right, so they had a loss on, what night was it? Friday night?
Friday night.
That we were there at the Forum. We watched them play against Toronto.
Glorilla was in the building.
Glorilla was on the front row cheering on her boo.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram. Project Pata performed at halftime. And Toronto took care of business. This was never, the only thing cool about the game was Gigi Jackson having 30.
Yeah,
was it.
He had the little dunk when he threw the giant.
Right. Gigi having 30 was cool. Other than that, not much else to come out of that one. And then yesterday, the Grizzlies starting lineup was Ryan Rupert, Omax Prosper, Taylor Jenkins. Taylor Hendricks. Might as well have been Taylor Jenkins. Toby Okani played 41 minutes.
That's the most minutes played by a Grizzly all season.
Walter Clayton Jr., and then Dariq Whitehead played 38 minutes, and Lucas Williamson played 36 minutes. You are forgiven if you don't know who these people are. But that is who the Grizzlies were fielding yesterday in their loss to the Milwaukee Algonquin for the Goodland Bucks. Here's the deal.
There's no way Toby O'Connor even played 41 minutes in a G League game this year.
No way, no chance. I got a stat for you, bro.
Let me hear it.
This is from our boy Fastbig Breakfast. Players by their age of 21 to have a game with at least 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 4 steals. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, and Ryan Rupert.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Ryan
what a
Rupert. Wow.
What a group.
Boy, did he join some company yesterday. All right, so here's what we got. The thing that matters is the lottery standings. And the Grizzlies are now 7th because Dallas won their game against LA thanks to Cooper Flagg trying to win Rookie of the Year. Now, I just want to clear this up. Everybody looks at the lottery standings and they say, yeah, but the Grizzlies were 3-1 against the Mavs. It doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference. If you are tied at the end of the year, ties matter when you're talking about winning. When you're talking about losing, it is not. It is your record that puts you into that mix. But if you have the same record as someone else in the lottery standings, it is not determined by head-to-head. It is a coin flip. And you either win the coin flip or you lose the coin flip. And right now, they have the same amount of wins and losses as the Dallas Mavericks. And so, being that they are now 7th in the lottery standings, that would give them, and if you assume that they can move ahead of New Orleans. New Orleans is doing everything wrong by losing 8 straight games.
What is wrong
They're
with
just, I mean.
You know how bad you got to suck when you try to win and you still can't?
Okay, so let's just say.
Like you tried to beat the Kings and you couldn't beat the Kings.
Look, the difference is big, though, because if the Grizzlies could they're sitting now, there's not a big difference on your top 4 and your top 1 overall projections right now. But getting up to the New Orleans slot is big because that moves to a 37% chance of having a top 4 pick. But New Orleans has to win a game. My prediction is that the Grizzlies will not win another game. I know I'm going out on a limb here, but I just have a hard time believing they will win another game. And if New Orleans does, you get up to 6, you got a 37%, you got a better than 1 in 3 chance of getting a top 4 pick. It's the best you can, I mean, it's the best they can do because you have no chance of catching Sacramento. So the highest you could get here is 6. And I would be surprised if Dallas won another one, right? And so then you're just got to win a coin flip against them. But that coin flip is going to be, rather significant. Possibly.
Yeah, what happens if it's 3 teams, though?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Huh?
New Orleans also has 25.
Right.
So, what happens if all 3 have 25? How do we do this?
Oh, 3-team tiebreaker?
Yeah, 3-team tiebreaker.
I never even
NBA
considered that.
order.
So I said we shoot some dice for the 3-team tiebreaker.
All right, so let's see.
Yeah, we play craps.
We will win that.
Tied teams split the total lottery combinations for their respective spots equally and use a random drawing, like a coin flip or multi-way draw, to determine the order. Winning the tiebreaker grants the higher slot and better odds, while tied teams often average their odds. So if 3 teams, they aggregate the combinations for those spots and split them evenly, and then a random drawing is conducted. So I guess Adam Silver sits there and he has 3 pieces of paper that say 1, 2, and 3, and you just have to get right. I don't know.
Like a magic trick?
I don't know what kind of drawing you have.
Don't
Right?
get the short straw.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the short straw.
Yeah.
Shortest straw,
Yeah.
bro.
What did you do?
I think we should play rock, paper, scissors for it.
Even if teams tie in record, the lottery tiebreaker ensures distinct positions in the draft lottery. So that's how they do the tiebreaker. It's just a random draw. So if they have 3 teams instead of 2. But again, we're hopeful that New Orleans just loses another game.
Yeah.
If they lose another game, I guess, they have the same amount of wins. Or, I'm sorry, wins another game. We just need them to win another game, which they have no reason not to win another game. They're giving their pick away.
The Jazz. Just beat the Jazz, dude.
Oh, they will.
Yeah, well, you said that last week. Yeah, they'll beat the Kings. They'll beat the Kings. You
And they
said
didn't
that
do
last
it.
week, and then they didn't
They
beat
didn't
the
do
freaking
it.
Kings.
You're saying they can't be trusted?
They can't be trusted, bro. Metro made a song about them, Verno. They can't be trusted,
Yeah,
bro.
they may not be able to be trusted. We need them to be able to be trustworthy, and it appears they are not.
No.
Okay.
They're supposed to be like our little cousins, bro, down there in New Orleans.
Like, do you really know how bad you got to stink when, like, you are trying to win down the stretch and you still can't win, and, like, over a third of the league is trying to lose?
Yeah.
Like, and you still can't win? You're the team not trying to lose, but you're losing?
That would be depressing.
That's
So you mean
tough.
to tell me when we play the Jazz, it might be like for all the marbles,
Possibly.
Yeah, the kit and caboodle.
all the ping pong balls?
Number 5, Jokic and Wemby. And the standings as it stands right now. Oh, my God. This game, this was, we talked about this on Friday, how this game was going to be a lead up to what was going on with the Final Four later in the day. And it actually ended up being absolutely perfect because I was able to watch the entire San Antonio-Denver game leading into the Final Four on Saturday, which is a rainy day anyway, so I was stuck inside. I mean, this was just absolutely epic. And if we could get a 7-game series of that between those two teams, watching Jokic and Wemby go at it and the numbers that they both put up and how good Denver looked in that game against San Antonio, who has been virtually unbeatable for like over a month right now. That was like a reminder, like, hey, we're still around, right? I know that it feels like a 2-horse race with Oklahoma City and San Antonio, but Denver is obviously the one that you don't want to see if you're especially a team that's got less experience like San Antonio. And so that game was absolutely unbelievable. And then you also have, with Denver moving up to the slot that they are and being tied basically record-wise with the Lakers, who now, so when we say we want to see, I would love to see a 7-game Jokic-Wemby series, bro, we're going to get it.
Oh, for sure.
Because it appears as if Denver will be able to jump LA in the standings. LA is going to have to play the rest of this out without Doncic or Reeves. They're sending Luka overseas. Who knows on Reeves? And so they're going to have to do it, play out the rest of the season without those guys. And good luck trying to stay ahead of Denver, right? Yeah. So Denver can hop them, and then that would be the second round. Would be Denver versus, and
they got to play. They'd have to play Minnesota in that first round, though. You rather
who?
Denver. Whoever's the 3 seed will play Minnesota.
Oh, right.
And that's gonna get spooky too.
It's like, would you rather play Houston or Minnesota?
I would rather play Houston.
Huh?
I would rather play Houston.
You would think so.
I would stay in that 4th spot.
But would you rather play Houston and then feed into Oklahoma City?
Because there's no guarantee that you beat Minnesota.
There's no guarantee you beat
Minnesota. Because you've lost to Minnesota
in
the series.
I need to know where McDaniels is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
McDaniels isn't going to be able to play.
Yeah, ain't no guarantee that you.
Again, I'm trying, but again, if I'm trying to get to the Western Conference Finals, I would rather play San Antonio than Oklahoma City.
I will say, if you're Denver and you have to go Minnesota, Spurs, then Thunder, that is a gauntlet.
You would rather,
man.
but I think you gotta when you in this treacherous Western Conference, you gotta take them one step at a time. Unless you play Houston.
Unless you play Houston, you can beat Houston.
Houston's whatever, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think, like, if Oklahoma City...
I mean, you say that, but I mean, like, Houston's won 6 in a row.
Yeah, but...
They have.
I'm not worried about them, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They've won 6 in a row, though.
They have.
Yeah, but I'm...
Meanwhile, Minnesota's lost 3 in a row. So, I mean, like, this has been nut-cutting time. They're both trying to win every night.
And I've seen what
I got
that
it, but
looks
they're
like.
both trying to win every night.
I mean,
And that Minnesota team is not what they have been because of the loss of Alexander Walker and some of their depth.
Okay, and Minnesota. Okay, so also Houston, like 4 of those 6 wins in a row for Houston are Grizzlies, Pelicans, Bucks, Jazz.
Blind teams.
And then another one is Golden State, and it was
That was
Curry's
last night.
first.
That was a good game last night.
It was a
Curry
good game.
came
It was
out.
a 1-point game.
That was Pod's fault.
Yeah, he didn't set the double screen.
Yeah.
And Draymond wanted to put him in.
Look, that's the most
sleeper
fun.
hold.
They beat the hell out of the Knicks. They did.
That's the most fun is that if Golden State, if we're counting on Steph Curry to actually do something right for the Grizzlies, because that Suns Clippers thing seems like it's going to happen. Obviously, the Clippers and Portland are neck and neck.
Yeah.
But either way, it's no picnic for Phoenix. And Orlando is so puke-worthy that they are now down to 9.
I like puke-worthy.
Puke-worthy's fire, by the way. That's a fire adjective.
I mean, they've won 2 in a row, and they're still 9.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
And you don't want to play Miami in a 1-game set.
Yeah, we would be all Heat fans. Sorry,
Yep.
we love you, Dez, but
Yeah.
we're Heat fans
even though
in that.
Dez rolled for us today too, man. But yeah,
Can you
sorry.
imagine if they didn't even make the playoffs?
I mean,
The
what's his
Orlando
name?
Tragic.
Jerome Mosley. What's his name? Jerome Mosley was his name.
Yeah,
Jamal Mosley.
Put him in. Yeah, it's over with for him.
But pretty interesting the way that things are shaping up right now.
Ron should have been talking.
Not
shit,
that
bro.
much left. Not
Yeah.
that much left. Number 6. I'm just going to keep on going through because we're going to end up with Alan Boston on the show. What'd you watch?
I started, but I gotta finish it. The Lamar Odom joint on Netflix.
Oh, Untold?
Yeah, bro. It starts insane.
Oh, really?
It's from the first scene. You're like, okay, hold on,
The Bunny Ranch
hold on, bro.
and
Yes.
drugs?
They have like the bed on there, the bed that he was in, and like how he used to have like.
He went in a coma, right? Did he go
Yeah,
in
he's
a
talking
coma?
about he's talking about the coma, about how he had like 15 seizures. Like that's like the first scene. I'm like, okay, all right. I got like 10 minutes in, and me and old girl were like, all right, let's go to bed. I'm gonna reconvene and restart this. But it started hot.
You haven't watched it yet.
I didn't finish
Oh, you
it.
just started it.
I want to make sure I was not locked in enough to be able to take in what was about to happen.
Okay.
But I started it and I said, oh. So it seems like it's gonna be fire. But on the 14th, the Joe Blazers one dropped, so I gotta get this over with for the Joe Blazers.
The 14th, so we got 8 days
Yeah.
till the Portland Trail Blazers one
It
drop.
started hot, bro. I was like, he was on that time.
Those things are usually just like an hour, right?
Yeah, like an hour long.
Okay.
Yeah.
You watch anything, Roser?
I got caught up on The Pit. I was 3 episodes behind on that. Got caught up on The
Do you
Pit.
still love this show?
Yeah. I love
You
The
do.
Pit.
You love
The
this
Pit's great. Especially like watching it with somebody who works in a hospital. So like some of the things they're doing and the lingo that doctors use, and I'm like, wait, what does that even mean? And like she's there to explain to me what they're doing. She's like, they're about to drill into this person's skull, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this. And she's like, it'll be okay.
I don't know.
I forgot I forget this. I went to another comedy show.
Oh, yeah. It looked like it was a Bar Dog?
It was at Bar Dog, yeah. It was in
Was
like,
it the same thing as the deal you talked about last time?
It was Don't Tell Comedy, but it was five different comics, bro.
5 different comics,
Five different
but they
comics.
werenn from Memphis?
Three of them were from Memphis. One of them was from Austin, Texas, and one of them was from Atlanta.
Okay.
But I want to give a shout out to the dude who.
Why, you
I
could,
was about to-
if you're going to give a shout out, you should talk into the microphone.
No, I'm trying to make sure I get his name right. Adam Nixon is his name. I was cackling laughing, bro. Like
Is
legitimately.
he online? He's on Instagram
If
or
you try
whatever?
to click his name, and his links don't work. But the dude was, bro. He came. They
Adam
said,
Nixon?
They said his name, and the dude came from the back door. And he said, "My bad, I was smoking a blunt outside." Like the dude was like Memphis funny. Like and there was
He's a Memphis guy?
Memphis guy, and there was a dude in the crowd heckling people, like heckling the comedians. And he said, "All right, bro," because he heckled like 3 comedians already. And the dude said, "All right, bro. All right, bro. We're gonna do this right now. For me, I'm gonna beat you right now." He's like, "You gonna either shut up and let me do my jokes?" He was like, "Bro, I counted how many white people are here. There's some good white people in here. I will beat you in front of these white people right now." I was like, "Yo." It was amazing. But the dude had you ever heard about putting strawberry in their Corona?
No.
The dude was like, he was like, "Yeah, I put strawberry in my Corona," and the dude was just clowning him about it for about 10 minutes. Like
People put limes in them.
Huh?
Yeah, I
put
thought you
lime.
put lime
Yeah, he
in
put
Corona.
strawberry.
That's what they
in
do.
it.
Put
Yeah,
lime
but no,
in it.
Adam Nixon was the best comedian.
All right.
Yeah, shout out to
Every
him.
time you go to one of these Don't Tell comedy shows, you love it.
Oh, it's amazing, bro. I love some good comedy.
It's good every time.
Good local comics. Like, cause some guys, you know how it is. Everybody's not gonna be funny,
Right.
but most, I say, out of the 5, 4 out of the 5 were pretty funny. Somebody said breaking news. Let me see what's happening.
There's breaking news. What is our breaking news?
Let me see.
Oh, Sham tweeted something. Oh, North Carolina is hiring Mike Malone.
No.
Yes, North Carolina.
No.
Sources: North Carolina intends to hire longtime
Denver
NBA
Nuggets
coach
coach
Mike
Mike Malone?
Yeah, bro.
as the
Pete Thamel
school's next
tweeted it
basketball
too.
coach.
Pete Thamel tweeted
What
it
the
too.
heck?
Yeah, Thamel broke it. Shams retweeted it.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
What in the world?
That's out of nowhere, bro.
He does not seem like a college coach to me, but college basketball is much, much different now.
Oh, he's kind of a madman. You can still be a madman.
We're
on the
about to
college
watch
side.
Dan Hurley coaching the national championship, so it's a Northeastern tough, hard-nosed dude.
Yeah.
Does he want to deal with all this baloney? I
Probably
guess he does.
He hasn't
may
been in
not
college
have to.
basketball
The amount of
since
what?
He may not
2001.
have to.
Think it's just like you get me the players, I'll coach
At
them?
a school like North Carolina, like that's possible. Just like
I
we'll
mean,
go
it
get you
just
the
Michael
players.
Malone does not seem like the kind of guy that when his player comes in and tells him I need more money or I'm not playing on Thursday, he's going to be okay.
I agree with you on that.
I'm saying there's a way, and some of these guys have figured out how to manage it. But my goodness, that is the old school coming to coach the new school because
Yeah.
college basketball is radically different nowadays.
Way
And you see a lot of these old heads have gotten out. They don't want to deal with it. They're like, nah, that's not for me.
Mike Malone's 54 years old. The last time he coached in college basketball was 2001
Unbelievable.
at University of Manhattan.
Okay.
1999 and not 2001.
I just thought for sure he'd be coaching a veteran team in the NBA a year from now.
Yeah.
Right?
I give you about 2 years, bro. He
Wow.
gonna beat somebody up.
It just doesn't seem like the kind of, it's just odd.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like the personality type
No.
for college basketball.
Yeah.
And what you have to deal with now.
Yes.
Because it's so much more high maintenance, right? It used to be you're the general and they are the soldiers, and like you tell them, you know what I mean? You were the guy,
Yeah.
right? And by far the most powerful person in the program. The most powerful person in the program right now at BYU is AJ DeBansta, right? That's how that works in 2026.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or the guy who cuts him the check, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think you gotta re-recruit all your players?
Every year, bro.
You know what I
Every
mean?
6 months. You see,
Every
freaking
year.
Does he seem like the kind of guy that's gonna want to re-recruit people?
No. Either you gonna be here or you can hit the door. Don't let the door hit you where your booty hole split you. That's some stuff he'll say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That is a shocking one.
I said I give him 2 years.
Number 7, UCLA won the women's national title.
Oh boy.
This was crazy. After all anybody was talking about was Geno Auriemma and Dawn Staley after the game, and then Geno Auriemma having to come out and apologize.
I mean, bro, he was out of pocket.
Him coming out and apologizing afterwards for his actions. It's like, bro, you're not some like young, doesn't
Right.
know the ropes coach. He really is the worst, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an a-hole, bro. Out of pocket as
Like,
mud.
seriously.
Like,
Yeah.
you're mad about 2 things that Dawn did. 1, you're mad that she didn't shake your hand. 2, you thought.
But I saw those videos saying she did.
That's what I'm saying. You were mad about things that Dawn actually did. Like,
Yeah.
you were mad that once your team was kicking the crap out of your team.
Yeah.
And then he said Dawn's team ripped Sarah Strong's jersey with this video of Sarah Strong ripping her own jersey.
Right.
Like, you're just being a baby, bro.
He's just being a sore loser.
It felt like him being a sore loser.
Because if Dawn did that, if Dawn crashed out like that,
Yep.
come on, bro.
Right.
You would have told her to be a upstanding citizen for her. Like, don't do that.
But
Gino.
I do think
Don't do that,
that
Gino.
everybody came. Look, he looked terrible in that. I didn't see one person defend. Not one person because everybody likes Dawn Staley. She's as likable as it gets amongst in sports. If you would say like the coaches with the highest Q rating, she's right up there. I did not see the UCLA game,
Bro,
but they got buried,
I was
huh?
watching it. It was built.
How?
It was built. Jaime Jaquez's little sister, bro.
But how did they get buried like that?
They couldn't score.
They just couldn't score.
They couldn't score. The size, UCLA has legitimate size, like real size. Too.
That's basketball now, isn't it?
Yeah, they have size and they got their players can hoop, bro. They've been doing it all year, like a machine, and they got it done. South Carolina.
Boy, they're gonna have the defending national champions, and then they're gonna have Juju back in the mix right at USC next year.
Yeah, so we're going right
We'll
now.
We'll probably who? Audie Crooks to go along with her. Need to bring her out there. Deal with UCLA. Like, oh, you big? No, you're not.
I mean,
here comes Audie.
She can't move, bro.
Huh?
She can't move, bro.
She can move enough to get you 30.
But like the UCLA team, bro, every player in the starting lineup had double figures. That's how much of a machine they are. Like they're a machine. That's the second Big Ten team in women's basketball history to win a national championship.
Big Ten.
Exactly. The other one was 1998 Purdue. That was the other Big Ten team that ever won a women's basketball national championship.
Wow. And so they needed somebody. Well, the West Coast teams have fared much, much better in women's basketball than they have in men's. You know, when Arizona got their brains beat in over the weekend, it was just another one on that list of no national champion west of the Mississippi since Miles Simon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Arizona, yeah.
Yep.
Or wait. Does UCLA have a more recent one?
No, UCLA
they don't.
was 95.
Because that would have been Urbana now.
Yeah, UCLA was 95. Arizona was 98, 97, 98.
97, 98.
Yeah, something like that.
West of the Mississippi, it's the last one.
Yeah.
But that has not been the case in women's basketball in UCLA. Look, I didn't see the game. I just couldn't believe the score.
Yeah. Oh, it was ugly.
It's like I never foresaw a circumstance where, because everybody thought that UConn was going to win the national title.
Yeah.
And so if they got buried by South Carolina, the idea that South Carolina would get throttled in their next game is wild.
It's almost like they spent their whole week just everything was put into that UConn game.
It's also the second year in a row they got belted in the Natty.
South Carolina.
They got belted in the Natty last year against UConn. Then this year they got belted in against UCLA. Hey. So Dawn gonna have to reload again, bro.
Wow.
She got 3 natties right now in her career. She's gonna have to reload. And after the game, she was like, I couldn't have lost to a better team. Shout out Geno.
Number 8, it's Masters Week. All right, so it's Masters Week. Obviously, we'll be doing updates later in the week. But this, I will tell you that looking at this morning for the first time, and just to see, like, you know that people are going to start batting around the odds as we head into the week. Boy, because Scheffler has not been his dominant self over the course of the last couple of months.
Is he hurt?
No, he's got his second child coming any day.
He just hadn't played. He hasn't played well.
He hasn't played very well. He had the whole driver thing. He tried to switch drivers.
Oh,
but then
yeah, that's a tough one when you're doing that.
But then TaylorMade keeps going back to the other one. He keeps going back to his, like, it's what it's called. So just to explain, on the golf equipment front, there's new drivers that come out every year, right? So he had this QI10 is what it's called. And that was his TaylorMade driver. And then they switched to the QI35 last year. And a bunch of guys switched. But it was a big thing in the golf space because he didn't switch. So that's a killer, right? If your company is promoting, hey, we got this new, improved, awesome driver, and then he goes back to the older one because that's what he prefers.
Yeah.
It's hard to sell people on the new one when the best player in the world is still using the old one.
Right.
So this year they did the QI4D, and they worked on him and kept it, and he finally switched. And then he switched back to his old one.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And then he went back.
Yeah.
Then they said they changed it again. He went back to his old. I don't know. But he has not been his normal self, and this thing is wide open. He is plus 440, which is still low odds. Second is Rahm at plus 920. Then you have Bryson.
Yeah, I was going to wonder where he was.
1070, plus 1070. And then Rory, who has got an injury himself.
Yeah, I heard House talking about this. Rory's hurt.
And Morikawa's
hurt.
Yep.
Scheffler's playing like
hurt,
crap.
How do you get hurt in golf?
Back.
Back. A lot of
it's
back
always
injuries.
backs? Okay,
a lot of
okay.
backs. Yeah.
So
the
you ain't
torque.
turn no ACLs in golf?
No, it's usually the
yeah.
torque they put on their back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember our boy Willie Zalatoris came in here? That guy's had multiple back surgeries.
Tigers had 7.
Tigers had 7, and he had a bum knee.
Yeah.
He did.
And a torn Achilles.
Tiger's the golfer who does tear his ACL on the golf course.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He played the U.S. Open with a torn ACL. Louis Oberg is next after Rory.
What's his number?
1,700.
He's an interesting one.
Xander Schauffele, 1,800.
Yeah.
Tommy Fleetwood, who everybody likes, is 2,450. And then you get down to some of the others. Justin Rose at 3,600. That's not bad.
It's not bad. Where's my guy Brooks?
Brooks Koepka, 3,800.
Okay.
Victor Hovland, who has performed well in Masters in the past, 4,500.
Yeah, he has played well.
This thing is wide open, and there's a lot of good odds on it, right? But it obviously gets underway. Thursday will be the first round of the Masters, but just because of Scotty not playing as well over the course of the past couple of months, feels way more wide open. Plus, there's all kinds of awesome golfers involved in this with those. How about the live guy? 2 of the live guys being the second and third.
Yeah.
And that's certainly because of, Rory got his last year. And I think everybody's worried that he's hurt. And Morikawa, he was hurt. That Hard Knocks golf thing they put out on the PGA put out, one of the scenes in that is Morikawa at it's the tournament in Texas. And he's playing with Louis Oberg and I think Kim, I can't remember who the other guy was. Siwoo Kim, I think, is the other one. But anyway, he takes his practice swing and just immediately holds his back. And then he tells them, go ahead and tee off. And then ends up, he's like, how long do I have? He's asking them. And then he ends up just getting in a golf cart and they drive up the fairway and he goes and gives both those guys a hug. And he's like, I'm out, guys. I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's on the second hole.
Wow.
And it was bad. And so who knows? Because he was playing great before that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Masters getting underway on Thursday this week. Number 9. So I had the North Carolina job as this because you know what I was going to talk about? This is so crazy. One of the things I was going to talk about in conjunction with the North Carolina job was the fact that Dusty May talked about it yesterday and I guess conveyed to them. I guess they had put out their feelers on him. And this was after Tommy Lloyd had done the same thing with Arizona and decided to go back. And I was like, oh no. The reason I had this written down, I was like, is this a Tibbs thing all over again? Now, in fairness, when they got rid of Tibbs in New York, I told you guys, I think there's probably a 90% chance they don't get as good a coach. And with the North Carolina thing, I thought there was a 90% chance that they would do better. But then it's all right, they obviously have put out feelers for guys. And I am absolutely shocked. I mean, bro, how weird is it that their stable of coaches is Bill Belichick and Mike Malone?
Crazy.
In 2026, that's crazy. That's wild.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
What?
Yeah.
It's
even
just
associated with college
strange.
sports. That tells you how professional college sports is now, though.
It really does.
2 of the ones you think are professional guys are not coaching it.
Or how North Carolina has no idea what they're doing. He could also tell you that.
Also, is it 2 guys that there is part of me that wonders on the Michael Malone thing if it's he is from a bygone era. He is from a bygone era where now you got to be in lockstep with your management, and you can't be I'll coach my team.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me. You do the bidding of front offices, right?
Yeah.
You're all on the same page, and there's a, there's a symbiosis that goes on between you, and look around the league.
Yeah.
There's very few that get to do their own thing, right? Steve Kerr's still around, and Eric Spoelstra's still around, and Pop's gone now. And it's like they want somebody, front offices want somebody that they're going to be able to have like a great relationship with. And it's not like, hey, I've been coaching basketball forever, stay out of my way. Maybe college is the place where you can go and just like still be that way. I run my stuff, leave me alone. Because an AD is not going to meddle like an NBA front office will. All right? They're not. Like, you have a different set of challenges, all right, which is possibly re-recruiting your team every year.
I think that was one of his biggest like gripes too was like the battle of the front office thing. Remember he was like,
no, that's what the falling out was.
Yeah, he used to get into his front office.
He didn't get fired for poor performance. He got fired for being impossible to work with.
Yeah.
So it seemed. Him and Calvin Booth, right?
Yeah. He would get into it all
because
the time.
he didn't want to play. He didn't want to develop those young guys, play those young guys, and whatever. And like they obviously had a difference of opinion on that stuff. And I don't think it has helped him that David Adelman has come in and been awesome. Right? And that doesn't help you.
I mean, the game is easy when you got,
I'm saying.
the
But I'm saying it doesn't help you.
But younger players have definitely looked better under Adelman than they did under Malone. Because Malone hated
Salter
him.
looked better.
And if you're a difficult personality, right? Like my way or the highway kind of guy, like stay out of my way, like that's just not.
It's not how this
Tibbs
works.
is gone and Michael Malone is gone. And it's like, all right, these hardcore dudes are going to have to go back to college.
You can tell who they wanted by the guys that got extensions. Tommy Lloyd, Nate Oates,
right?
The Vanderbilt guy. Those guys all got extensions, which means they know there had been contact there through back channels, third parties, whatever.
Also, who put their name in there and said, I want the job? Who leaked that out to everybody? You remember? Who leaked it out to everybody and said, if they call, I'm interested? Billy Donovan.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Remember that?
Yeah, he did do that. He did do that. He did.
I do think some of these guys, like, it's weird.
Yeah.
The control aspect, oddly, in the NIL era even.
Yeah.
The controlling aspect is now more for college. You're going to be, because an AD's not going to tell you anything.
Yeah.
Because the GM,
You know what I'm saying?
the GM in college basketball is somebody that you hired that you're going to listen to you.
Right. You're still in charge.
You're in charge. The GM listens to you in college
Coaches
sports.
don't get to be in charge anymore in the NBA.
Yeah.
No.
You're not running your own ship.
It's like the reverse. In college basketball, the GM listens to you.
Right.
In the NBA, you listen to the GM.
Right.
So Michael Malone's like, no, you know what? I want to be able to do what I want to do.
Right.
I'm going to hire the GM. I'm going to bring in the players.
Yep.
Right.
Like I said, everybody get the hell out my way.
Yep.
Like, so it may be, like you said, it may be changing, all the old school guys may be shifting because that's wild.
Yep.
Michael Malone?
It's weird. And it's going to be strange.
He was just on TV like yesterday, wasn't
He was just on TV yesterday. All right, we got to take a quick break. Alan Boston's going to talk national championship with us and give us his pick on the other side. Chris Vernon Show.
In the Tennessee Army National Guard, you can start a career in exciting fields, including science, communications, engineering, and medicine, all while earning money for your education. This training will boost your eligibility for a high-paying and rewarding profession. And you can get it all while serving part-time in your community. The Tennessee Army National Guard can pay for up to 100% of your college tuition. To learn more, visit nationalguard.com.t-n.
Jeff Dunham, artificial intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
With living in luxury at Southland Casino Hotel, the good life is closer than you think. Members get one entry with every 100 points earned playing on their Lucky North Rewards card, plus one free entry daily. Win free play at our hourly drawings, and don't miss our Saturday grand prize drawings in March. You could win a home theater package, premium massage chair, an outdoor jacuzzi, and $250,000 cash. Luxurious prizes await at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Wells, a rhythm three. Yes, sir! Exclamation point.
Grizz fans, defend your home court from pests with Terminix. Before cockroaches, spiders, and mice show up, Terminix it with our pest-free 365 Plus year-round protection plan. Visit Terminix.com today and enter code SAVE50 at checkout to save $50. Terms apply. Go Grizzlies!
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Did you see that hockey goal from the Russian Hockey League? We're going to come right in front of the table and we're going to recreate.
We're going to recreate the moment. Hold around. You do it. Go, let's go!
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy
The guys at Mainland Pool were out of my house over the weekend, getting me all set up for this good weather we are about to have. You got to keep your pool looking its best with Mainland Pool Service. They believe in proactive care, deep diving into excellence to ensure your oasis stays pristine. Experience top-notch service. Call 901-486-6652. 901-486-6652 today. Mainland Pool Service. They're my guys. They can be your guys. They're the best at what they do. My man Hunter Bobo and his team are the absolute best. Also want to remind you that a grieving woman testing her limits in the Australian wilderness is suddenly ensnared in a deadly game with a ruthless predator, Apex, starring Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton. Lands only on Netflix, April 24th. Survive without fear.
I like Charlize Theron.
I like Charlize Theron as well. Our favorite college basketball wise guy has been absolutely dynamite throughout the NCAA tournament. And when he came on Friday, he said his big bet was UConn to defeat Illinois. Well, that one came up perfect. And then I will tell you, on a side note, I texted him on Saturday afternoon, and I said, hold on now. What about Michigan and Arizona? And he said, there is absolutely no way Arizona should be favored. That does not make sense. Sure enough, he was right about that too. There was no way Arizona should have been favored. So now we have UConn versus Michigan for all the marbles in the national championship game tonight. He was featured in the book The Odds. He was featured in the documentary The Best of It. He's a longtime college basketball wise guy, Alan Boston. Alan!
All right, the grand finale.
You did great this weekend.
That's the object.
It is the object. Oh,
yeah.
We have the Boris from Bullwinkle hat. Oh, we mean serious business now. From Boris and Natasha.
It's one of the all-time great shows. It was the influence of it was the forerunner of everything. The Simpsons was wildly influenced by that. He admits it. It was the original animated primetime show. It's absolutely amazing. And as it was written about, I went to the 40th anniversary tour where both the June Foray and I think it was Dick Scott with the voices. They did a tour of the 40th anniversary, and there was an article, and they talked about was it an adult show for kids or a kid show for adults? Because the humor went both ways. That was the brilliance of the show. So, yes, I'm a huge fan of The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. It's in my top 5 best shows of all time.
I love to hear that.
Hence, I'm wearing that, and I have the great Tom Waits on.
Oh, so we're ready to win.
Yeah, we're ready. We're going out with a bang.
All right, let's go through the two games.
You don't have Celine Dion or something.
Shut up. I'm wearing. I'm supporting the Chihuahuas because friend of the show Brent Rooker played for the Chihuahuas. He's now a Sacramento/Oakland/Las Vegas A. And for the A's yesterday, he hit a walk-off homer. And at one point when he was on our show, he told us that he played for a minor league team called the Chihuahuas. And and my beloved Jena got me a sweatshirt of the Chihuahuas and so Brent hit that game winner yesterday. And so that's why I'm honoring him. So it kept me from wearing my Celine Dion shirt. All right.
You don't own a Chihuahua though, right?
I don't own a Chihuahua. I do not.
Good. All right, good.
Yeah, good, he said. All right, let's get to the games. Before we get into analysis about tonight, I want to get your thoughts on the two that took place. First, the UConn-Illinois game. And just if these played out any differently than what you thought, and if it changed your opinion about anything after the way they played out.
No, actually, both games kind of played out the way I envisioned. Again, I'm not an NBA scout. I'm not a talent handicapper. I just kind of know how good the teams are. That's always my what I've done. And maybe to add a further explanation, because I didn't really explain very well that UConn can go from a 4.5 point favorite to a 1.5 point underdog. That just, to me, that can't happen in a year. Barring some unforeseen injury, a game cannot move 6 points in a year. And part two to that, why I thought Connecticut would win, is probably in part the handicapper in me, where I auto go to who has the most value as a potential winner. And that would have been UConn, not Michigan. Plus, I'm on a show. I'm not going to state the obvious like the rest of the morons do and just pick Michigan, who was the obvious choice. And we'll get into it, but, yeah. So I think that was more, if you asked me who's the favorite to win, I would have said Michigan. But who do I think is going to win? The handicapper in me and the iconoclast in me would just auto go to UConn. And it is with bias because I am a big Dan Hurley fan. So what you saw was Illinois basically having 0 assists almost the entire game against UConn running all this complex offense, and the superior coaching won out. Now, granted, Illinois missed some easy shots, but the fact that they won, they were killing them on the boards there for a long time. The game should have been closer. However, UConn missed like 6 wide open threes to start the game and could have been ahead 20 like 10 minutes into the game. So I just think the more team-oriented game handled the more one-on-one type play, which makes this old school basketball guy really happy. Because I think they give too much. Again, I've talked about how I don't know what a charge is or a block is, and they seem to allow a lot of these one-on-one, out-of-control drivers to get away with maybe a little too much. So that game, I was happy the way it played out. I did think UConn was going to choke it away at one point, but it didn't happen. They showed good resolve like they have for years now, and they won out. The other game.
Yeah, did your opinion change on Michigan at all with the way that they just buried Arizona?
No, I'm part of me kind of thought that would happen. I haven't done. There was another show I do that I talked about how I was waiting for Arizona to implode. I don't know if I mentioned that on this show.
You did.
Yeah, because they were young, and just again, this is kind of pattern recognition. The ascent that they had during the year on their power rating, I didn't think was sustainable, and I thought that, like the water seeks its level thing, I thought they would come back to earth at some point. They really never did. It's just they got into a track meet with Michigan, and I think I kind of got it right. Like, the superior depth and seniority of the Michigan team won out over the youth of Arizona. And, the game was kind of an anomaly, but Arizona did not play well. They were, given they had the week off, what they did was really bizarre, given I think Tommy Lloyd does know what he's doing. But also Michigan would have been almost impossible to beat by anybody. They were hitting a lot of shots. So that leads us to tonight. Yeah, nothing really changed. Michigan, I think what maybe I could have been all in on Michigan too, because when they were during the year, early in the year, the tournament where they crushed in Vegas, Auburn, San Diego State, and Gonzaga back to back, and then went home and murdered Villanova, who was a good team, and McNeese State, who was a good team. They beat these teams by 40, 50 points. It's just nuts. And their ceiling obviously was uber high based on those games. But San Diego State was down this year, albeit I will say they were the highest rated team that was left out of the tournament, which no one would ever mention because most would not know. But they were the best team that was left out. Sorry, Bruce Pearl. But they weren't ready. They weren't ready for anything. They were a little beat up to start the year and weren't playing their best. And obviously Auburn was not great this year, and Gonzaga was down maybe a little more than I thought. I had Gonzaga overrated throughout the year, so I didn't give them a ton of credit for that. However, in conference, their two toughest games figured to be at Purdue and at Illinois, where they go into madhouses and Big Ten home courts tend to be really big, and they murdered both those teams like that. That showed that their ceiling is up there sky high, and Arizona wasn't the team that was going to take them out of that.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No,
I just think anybody that watched both of those games this weekend, and I think it stands to reason when I look at like these guys that cover the Vegas thing, like that 65%. People are going to bet Michigan tonight, right? And so they watch both of those games. There's always going to be a recency bias, and they go, that Michigan team is unbeatable right now. And, UConn was impressive, but not like they mangled somebody, right? Because people did have a high opinion of Arizona going in, and they obviously got destroyed in that game. Yeah. So I don't know. Where do you stand on how we look at what we watched Saturday and what impact that should have on the way we view this evening?
Okay, so most people who talk don't know what they're doing. So that's number one. Number two, let me just throw this out there that never, ever pay a tout any money.
Okay.
Please. No one. You can't win. The reason they're touts is they can't win. So they go and market themselves and promulgate all kinds of bullshit and charge people. It's hard to win laying 11-10 as is, but now you're paying a fee every month to some moron who will peddle a bunch of nonsense. So I have to get that out here. I despise touts. So tonight, what happens? Well, Michigan could just be the juggernaut and run them out of the gym, which is the obvious take on Saturday. Or, more likely, Connecticut makes their life miserable. Trying to prep for Dan Hurley. You saw Illinois could, with a week off, didn't handle what Connecticut had. Connecticut, wide open shot after wide open shot, almost the entire game. Michigan has a one-day prep to try to handle that.
Also, a quick timeout. That Illinois team, this is what people forget. They had a historically great offense. The analytics say that's one of the best Ken Pom offenses recorded was Illinois' offense this year. Their problem was defense, generally, throughout the year. But their offense was rated crazy high. And to your point, they didn't even have an assist until like the second half of the game.
That's kind of what they do. They have so much height and talent around the court that they kind of hunt mismatches with a lot of one-on-one stuff. Which again, I that's my simplistic take on it. I'm not a scout. I don't even know what's going on half the time when they're talking about hard hedges and all the rest of this stuff. And I really don't care. It doesn't matter to my trying to handicap. And and again, I'm not going to go try to sound like some smart guy and peddle all this statistical nonsense that means nothing because most of it's statistically insignificant. So what happens tonight is who imposes their will. Does Michigan get Connecticut in a track meet? No, that's not going to happen. You saw Hurley milk the clock virtually every time down the court. He'll do the same thing tonight. He'll run his stuff, and Michigan on a one-day prep is going to have a very, very hard time defending it. If Connecticut makes their threes at a higher rate than they have, and there's no reason to think that they will, they just haven't made any shots, and most of them have been pretty simple, then, they're not going to win. However, if they get to this half-court slugfest that I think they will do, and they make a higher percentage of threes than they have, then an upset is certainly possible. What bothers me was Illinois really getting them on the boards, and there's no reason why Michigan won't do similar with two monsters. Mara, who I think is a beast. I think we agree on that. And the other 7-footer, and Laxenberg will be fine. And if he's not, they got whatever his name is. They got plenty of depth and plenty of players. That may not matter as much. This is a one game, leave it all on the floor kind of thing. So the superior depth may not matter much. But maybe playing 2 games in 3 days, and Connecticut certainly had to play hard to the wire. May matter. Curley smartly rested his starters when they had that lead and played for the end game with his best players on the court. So both coaches are excellent. And
what number did you put on it?
I think the game should be about 4.5 or 5. So I definitely lean UConn. But, betting against a juggernaut, which Connecticut of, I believe, 3 years ago was, where I just never, ever caught up with how good they were. And that was the point I was trying to make at the beginning, is where, Michigan went to Illinois and Purdue and murdered both teams. Like, that doesn't happen. Not in the Big Ten, not when these, really elite teams are home dogs. They're good enough to do that, then they're probably good enough to, and they just crushed 2, really good teams. So if they blew Connecticut out, it's not a shock. I don't think anyone would all be surprised. But if Connecticut beat them, it wouldn't surprise me either, because I could just envision the game playing out 60-58, and Connecticut getting the job done, which would make me happy. I'm not. Yeah.
Will you bet them?
Yeah, I bet a little bit. The game's gone down, though. It's no bargain anymore. It's down to 6.5. I think you'd have to get at least 7 to make it worth something. But maybe a little money line just in case.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to go.
Yeah. You either 7 or the money line?
Yeah. Just I can't imagine that it won't go back up a little bit, but it seems like there's a lot of money for Connecticut. I'm looking at the screen now. A little weird.
People are betting Connecticut, huh?
Yeah, which is, I guess I shouldn't be that so shocked, because they bet all that money against Michigan on Saturday.
Yeah, right.
And Arizona, a 1-point favorite. Like, I don't know where that came from. Like, Michigan's best game has been, I'm repeating myself now, but it's been borderline unbeatable.
Yeah, right.
But I think the point guard for Michigan could be the key. He could be the other. He gets a little out of control at times. He doesn't always make the best decision. Obviously he's uber exciting to watch, but he chucks up threes unnecessarily at times, and some of his passes aren't bang on. So, I could see the I could see, Michigan hasn't been pressured in a while. I could see them unraveling if the game's close. Pressure does strange things. Witness Duke.
Think you've seen, and I wonder what you think about this. If it matters at all, what the trends say. So it's been going around. I think Dan Hurley is now, after this weekend, 18-1 in the NCAA tournament against the spread. He is 11-0 in the Sweet 16 on. Okay, so he has never not covered a game from the Sweet 16 on. Does that matter?
No. It's not statistically relevant. And again, they had that juggernaut team of 3 years ago where they ran roughshod.
Yeah, they mowed everybody down.
But it does say something about Hurley, and it does make sense that now this 1 day prep to try to, cover this very, very complex offense that they run is going to be very, very difficult for Michigan.
It does.
But Dusty May's no fool, and he makes very good in-game decisions. Dusty May. I talked about that in Atlantic years ago.
He also feels like the kind of guy that will go into the locker room and tell them they're 7-point underdogs and nobody, you know what I mean? Like, I do gotta, you do gotta trust him to have the chip on the shoulder type thing. You gotta trust and believe. Dan Hurley knows exactly what the line of this game is tonight and is appalled.
Dan Hurley, yeah. Dan Hurley's great. He just speaks his mind and jokes about it. He's very self-deprecating. And his dad is just such a legend. If anyone's never, ever read The Miracle at St. Anthony's, that is mandatory reading as a sports fan.
Yeah. Because
his dad, what he did at that inner city Catholic school is just
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And the respect and was just elite. And he did it basically for nothing. He wasn't making any money there.
Right.
It's a great read. And Dan Hurley and Bobby Hurley are mentioned obviously a lot in the book as two kids. And you'll understand Dan Hurley's chip on his shoulder type attitude if you read that book a little better. You'll understand a little better if you read the book. Yep. It's a great book.
All right.
Not my favorite sports book. That would be bottom of the 33rd, but it's up there.
What is bottom of the 33rd?
It's a story about the longest baseball game ever.
Who wrote it?
I don't remember his name. It's fantastic.
I've never even heard anybody mention that.
Dan Barry's his name.
Dan Barry, right.
Baseball game.
The research he did in that is just, as a kid who grew up wanting to be a baseball player, it was chilling. And I haven't been able to reread it because I didn't sleep for like 3 days after I read it. And that's not the impact it's going to have on most, but it's just an incredibly researched, the feeling of moving up the ranks and maybe being over the hill and just playing for the love of the game in this barren stadium. It's you have to read it to appreciate the power that this book has.
1981 minor league baseball game between the Pawtucket Red Sox and the Rochester Red Wings.
Just read it.
Lasted 32 innings before being suspended and eventually finished 2 months later. That is great.
Yeah, but the story of how it went on that long is great. The whole thing is insane. And yeah.
Bottom of the 33rd. I've never even heard anybody mention this.
There are two Hall of Famers that were in the game. That's
Wade Boggs and
it's even better. One of the, like that, I think the Bat Boys, it's really an incredible read. If you're a baseball fan at all, you'll get chills reading it. It's just
I'm
epic.
writing this one down. I've never even heard anybody mention this.
The other great baseball book is Koufax, A Lefty's Legacy by Jane Levy.
I have that.
Yeah, that's genius. Anyway, we're not.
The craziest thing I remember, and I think about this all the time, especially when I go watch a minor league game or something like that, is there's a story in that book, that Koufax book, where he's just in the minors and he's like, I think he's at spring training and he's wild. He just, he really scraped by and was not going to be a Major League Baseball player. And at one point the catcher stops and he walks out there and he goes, I don't give a damn what you do. I don't care what you're thinking. Stop trying to miss bats. Just throw strikes. Just throw strikes. That's it. Throw strikes. That's the only thing I want you to focus on. Throw strikes. And
That was in that book?
Huh? It's in that book.
I don't remember that book. Yeah. I only remember the contrast where he has this long pitching duel against a journeyman that just.
Well, this is how he like
the way
made
that
his
story unwinds.
This is how he like made his career originally, and he starts throwing strikes and nobody can hit him. Like he wasn't even good. He wasn't even a good pitcher, and all of a sudden he starts throwing strikes, and it's like he becomes completely unhittable. Just focusing
I wonder
on.
what he thinks of all the pitch counts and everything nowadays as he's throwing 130 pitches and coming back 3 days later.
I know. All the complete games and all that crap. It's unbelievable. Anyways, all right. Well, good recommendations. And UConn it is, huh, Alan? I mean, if we're going to do it.
UConn's the only way to go. And you know, you don't want to bet a lot against a potential juggernaut. And as I've explained ad nauseum, Michigan certainly is potentially that. But, you know, there's a big difference between running gun against a young team that crashed and playing a Dan Hurley team in the half court for 40 minutes and having to defend that. Like this will be a way different experience for Michigan. And they haven't played many close games, and they choked it off against Wisconsin during the year. That I remember. I can't remember it all anymore. I'm kind of not really interested in it. And I got nothing more to offer.
My man. All right, look, you're unbelievable. Hey, this has been a great tournament no matter what. We're super excited. This is going to be a great national championship game either way, right?
Yeah, hopefully it is. And you know, just thanks for having me on. Like I have no skin in this game. I'm not promoting myself for anything. I have nothing going on here. I just do this and hope, you know, that someone enjoys it or someone learns something from it.
Our audience loves you, brother.
No, I think there's a lot of detractors, but
no. They don't pay attention to them. We love you too, every year. So we'll get back to you. Thanks, Alan.
All right, be good. Cheers.
My man, Alan Boston, the college basketball wise guy.
I'm interested in that book.
All right, I am too.
I'm interested.
And I don't really read books.
I never. No one's ever even mentioned that book.
Well, just what are the odds that it also featured Wade Boggs and Cal Ripken Jr. as minor leaguers?
Two bona fide Hall of Famers.
Two things for you. The internet's done some research on why Michael Malone may have wanted to go back to North Carolina.
This.
His daughter plays volleyball there. Jaylon, put that up if you can. I'll show it to you during the break.
So she was already there?
She was already there.
Daughter's already there. And then we also, the breaking news.
Breaking news, the Chicago Bulls. There you go. That's Michael Malone's daughter. She plays volleyball there, 6'1", from I don't know what OH means, but yeah.
Ohio. Oh, no, that's position.
Yeah, I know what OH means. I know Ohio means OH. Yeah.
Outside hand.
Outside hitter.
Okay.
Outside hitter. And the Bulls have clean house.
Yeah.
General manager out. President of basketball operations out. So.
Oh, that was the guy that was from the Nuggets.
Yeah, Karnisovas.
Yeah.
So Billy D.
He's still there.
Clock's ticking.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, they needed a clean house.
That dude got
what a horribly run team that's been.
Noggin on him.
Truly. Horribly run team.
Yeah. That's an amazing franchise, bro, for y'all to be that buns for so long.
So bad.
There's so much history with that franchise.
So much history.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, there you go. That's two things for you.
All right. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks to Alan Boston. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to John Roser across the glass. Thanks to Jaylon back in the studio.
No Sky Dog? It's the last home game, bro. You have the Sky Dog, bro.
I have Toby O'Connie. Because I'll never be able to do it again.
Exactly.
That's my Sky Dog.
Something else might happen that you'll never get to do
Toby
again.
Toby O'Connie.
Let's see here. Who's on our team?
Pick someone if you're not soft.
Oh.
I'll go. Is Lucas Williamson still on our team?
Yeah, he's still on our team.
Pick someone if you're not soft.
I'm going to go Lucas Williamson.
I want, give me Adama Ball.
Terrible pick.
No, I know Ball.
All right, I got this. Toby O'Connie.
Then after the game, we're going to have the jersey swap like we always do.
Are we?
Who do we play tonight?
Cavs, bro.
That's right.
How dare you?
Not gonna lie, I totally forgot about it.
You've let go of the rope.
You let go of the rope.
You've let go of the Yes,
Grab
you
the
have.
rope, bro.
No,
Grab the rope,
Put
bro.
powder
You
on
let
your
go of the
hands,
rope.
bro.
I did not let go of it.
Did you watch yesterday?
I was gonna say I completely forgot that we were playing. I totally forgot.
Roser.
I took a nap and I woke up and had
Easter Sunday?
and had a bunch of texts. Yeah,
I
I didn't have to do family stuff till 5.
Wow.
So like I took a nap and I woke up and I had like a bunch of texts from Ben and Jessica.
Are
and I was
serious?
like, I forgot we were playing.
What are you?
You didn't watch it either.
Yeah, he didn't watch the crap
I know
either.
You didn't watch it.
I was watching the national championship.
Why
game.
would you accuse me of not watching it?
Because
this is not the first time this has happened. You
I don't
let
think-
go of the rope like a month ago.
I don't think you watched the game since February.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, you let go of the rope.
I resent
a month
that.
Ago.
I resent you guys saying that.
Tonight might be the last night, Verno.
Thank God.
For a lot of reasons.
Last home game of the season.
No, never mind.
What?
There we go. Might be the last
Don't
night.
be sad that it's over. Be glad that it happened.
Be glad that the next gen era happened.
Yeah. Wah!
No, bro. Get a little emotional, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but we won one.
If you
playoff
cry,
series.
what the baby gonna do?
Looking at.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, we gone.